it around. It's crazy. I've been almost doing this for a year, and I am still trying to figure it out. But you know what? It's all right, cause tonight we're gonna have some fun, and we're gonna talk some sports. And remember, man, we are not professionals. We're having fun. So if you get up on here and get offended because somebody's opinion, that sucks for you. You know, you probably, yeah, it sucks for you. Get a life or something. I don't know. I mean, I do appreciate you coming on to the show and watching. Yes, I do. But man, when you get offended because of people having some fun on a podcast, talking sports, none of us getting paid, right?
Not yet.
Enjoy, yeah, not yet. Enjoy yourself.
Not yet.
Enjoy yourself. Here we go. What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
What is up with ya? I done dragged y'all out tonight, and we gonna talk about sports, man. The way we gonna talk about sports.
We're
So,
gonna try.
in my top left corner, we got Steve Osborne. What's going on, Steve?
What's going on, everybody who's watching?
They already know who you are. You've been on a couple times talking trash about some sports stuff.
I've been in your comments too.
Hey man, tell us about yourself real quick, man. You just had a major life change, man. You're free, man. What's up?
My name's Steve. Finally used my first name now. Just got out of the Army, and I'm going to school for sports management. So, new life change, new direction. 22 years, I got plenty of time to do things.
Look, Joe Junkie said, "What's poppin', Papa Gift and guest?" And she said, "Who is that with all that grown man fur?"
I can't shave it. I'll look too young. So that's my ID.
Yeah. Oh, Ozzy, man, you done growed up on us, man. Congratulations on your recent, life change. You know, you did great things in the uniform, man. And I know you're gonna do some great things when you on the outside of us. I'm gonna have to come up there and put you to sleep.
Oh. Hey, we'll link up later about that. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to y'all.
Hey, and in the right-hand corner, we got my man, Alfred Guzman. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Was it my first time on here, huh?
This is the first time you're supposed to be on because he's actually one of the people that influenced me to come on and start doing this thing. So I'm supposed to have him on later on. Him and old Sergeant Mustache, aka used to be Corporal Mustache. What's going on with you, man? Tell us a little bit about yourself, and we're gonna get into this thing.
So for me, I'm just over here, stationed Great Lakes, still in. Process of going to Korea, but nothing. Just pretty much the same old food inspection stuff. Nothing interesting.
Yeah. Look, Joe Junkie says, laughing my butt off. Congratulations to you and Guzman. You have a couple twins in Cabo San Lucas, man. Look. Look, this dude walked by to help us, man. The nicest guy. And I was like, I swear that's Guzman. That dude looked just like you, bro. I was like, okay, this is. And she said he's from Mexico, right? I was like, I think he is actually from Mexico. Not you were born in Mexico, right?
California, but yeah, I've been in Mexico for a long time.
Okay. Well, you got some twins now. You got a doppelganger or two down in Cabo. All right.
I believe.
First topic we're going to talk about today is concussions. And be more specific, we're going to talk about Tua, man. Man, what's y'all start on this whole deal, man? How far left or right have they taken the Tua situation as far as in relation to concussion protocol? You want to go first, Ozzy?
Yeah, we'll go the youngest, oldest, I guess. Hey, we used to do that all the time.
That's right.
Well, the first hit he took in week 3 or was it week 4? When he did the whole finger action.
Yeah. No, that was the second
And
one.
then obviously,
No, the first one was
that-
he did the Jello legs.
oh, that's right. And then the second one, he did the whole finger action.
Right.
My thing is, like, one, he had the back issues, and I know the back thing can cause spasms, stuff like that. So it's kind of tough to tell if he had a concussion. But also, I think they just need to, if they keep the doctors in check and the doctor say, hey, this is the ruling we gave him. But I also think if the player says, hey, I'm going to play through it, I think they should be allowed to do that too. Some of these guys are fighting for money, and it would suck if they got horribly injured, but they know the risk. And if the doctor is giving them the best advice and give the team the best advice, I think they just need to take it from there. Obviously, I don't want to see Tua be paralyzed in 10 years, but if he wants to play, he wants to play.
Okay, I see you. Look, Five Tiger says, who wants to talk sports? Let's go, man. Come on, get your butt on in here, Tran. I already sent you the invite, man. Stop playing. Stop playing. I got somebody that want to argue with you about who the best basketball player is anyway. Come on. Let's go,
It's
Tran.
LeBron. It's LeBron. Don't
Let's
worry.
go,
It's
Tran.
LeBron.
All right, Guzman. Did you see the hit?
I did.
All
I
right,
watched
so
everything.
What did you think? I mean, what's your thoughts on the whole Tua's head issue deal?
So with the whole Tua thing, the fact that at first they were saying that it was a back issue didn't make any sense because the way it shows in slow motion, the impact on his head, the back of the head specifically, was a lot worse the first time than it was the second time. And so, like the fact that they ended up firing, what does it say, the NFLPA terminated the neurotrauma consultant, the one that cleared him the first time when he came back, it's kind of like a red flag. So they know they were doing something wrong, they were doing something bad, but then at the same time, we don't get all the information as to who exactly could have been like persuading the doctor to clear him to try to get that win. Because sometimes the wins are more important than the players itself. And so that's a bad mentality to have, especially in the league.
Yeah.
But from what we see, it's just the fact that it created a big issue. And that's the only way. Like I tell everybody, I'm like, sometimes in order to get things done, we have to straight up just be, what do they call, Karens? I don't want to offend anybody, but I mean, we straight up got to be Karens in order to get something taken care of. Yeah. And with all this commotion that happened online, through social media and everything, videos and different doctors jumping in, it created that hopeful change that the players might need.
Yeah. So let me ask you all this, man. So let's say, just let's pretend that they actually they pulled him out of the first game, right? They checked him out, and he got cleared throughout that week, right? They cleared him. Said, hey, look, they cleared him, but it was later on. You can't say, oh, they wanted to win the game, so they put him back in, right? So then he goes to the next week. He was cleared, and then the same thing happens again. Are we having the same conversation?
No.
Why not? I mean, he was still cleared, right?
It was 20 minutes, though. You know what I mean?
Well, he was still clear. He didn't get hit. That hit didn't happen again on that same game. That hit happened a week later, and before he got Power Drive, before he got WWE Smash Raw, right? They were winning. He was killing them boys.
Right. No, I agree with you. But if you got to think in that first hit, it was close to the half, and he came out for however amount of time, and then he came back, and they were like, yeah, he's good. If they took him out for the whole game, and then after they said, oh, Tua is finally being cleared after the game's over, them doing it in the middle of the game is not a good look. That first hit, and then obviously the second hit, they didn't really have an option. But if it was like the first hit, like, oh, no, he was cleared, he was good, and then a freak thing happened the second week in a row, just an unlucky guy, it's a completely different conversation. Because that's just situational. That's not, like, team fault, I feel like.
Okay. What you got, Guzman? Because, look, this is my thing, right? At what point do you trust that person who has that medical degree? Or are we just saying, you know what? I got to point a finger at somebody. Let me let the doctor go. Hey, look, it's the doctor's fault. Because what if he really was? What if it really was an ankle and a back issue? What you think, Google?
Right. Well, yeah, there's too many. How do you say? There's too many variables to a situation like this. Because it definitely could not, like you said, it could not have been at all that it was a head, or it was even a concussion at all to begin with. Could have already been that he was having back spasm even before. Because I know a couple of reports a couple of years ago, they've always reported that sometimes when people get injured, they just go back into the medical and then they get injected with some type of steroid or some type of medication for a temporary relief. And so you never really know exactly what's going on other than what the media tells you. We don't have the exact information. It could have been different little things that affected him in those specific hits that he received. But at the end of the day, all they could say is concussion from what they could see what happened to his head. But it could not even be that he didn't have a concussion. He probably has enough cushion in his helmet to protect him from that. We don't know what the technology nowadays is for those specific helmets. For the safety because it's been pushed forward so much.
Yeah.
So it's too many variables now to even try to come up with something saying that it's this or it's that. And it's the crazy part that they'd never really want to tell you exactly what's going on.
That's right. So we got Hung in the building. What's up, Tran? What's up?
Hey, what's up?
Look, man, so you got something on your face.
You guys
man.
there? Yeah, I think I need to still take a shower or something.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm good. I haven't really told anyone, I guess besides you and a few people, but I mean, if you see this, that means that I'm
retired.
I'm there. So
hey, good for you.
I'm actually on terminal leave right now. So yeah,
man. Trey, you looking good, brother.
I'm trying to grow it out. See if it does grow. For the next month or so. If it doesn't, come New Year's, it's gonna be fresh again.
Okay. So what you think, man? What do you think about the whole Tua deal, man? Give us your piece.
Tua, okay, it's part of the game, right? When you play a certain sport or you join a certain occupation, you kind of understand the risk, the reward.
Right.
Okay, I think I guess I'm speaking for myself. If I, probably for a lot of folks too, right? If I was out there making that type of money, what the hell is a concussion to me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're able to provide, I guess generations of of your kids, your family and stuff, bring them out of, the lower end of the society, and stuff. But I mean, he made his decision. He knows, if he wanted to come back in, he could come back in. I'm pretty sure he has somebody on the team that's looking out for him. And, behind those tents and stuff like that, sometimes you just want to, push through, whatever, if it's an injection or if he was clear or not, the decision falls on him. He's a starting quarterback. If he says no, I'm sure, the coach will listen to him.
Right.
They're not going to say no or, whatever, right? Because there's been these cases for many years now, right? It's a player's choice, if they want to go out there and battle with their teammates, and pull through, then so be it, Maybe it's wrong for the Miami Dolphins, coaching staff to agree with him,
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it's a game that they need, they're wanting to win.
You gladiators.
Bottom line is,
the gladiators.
man. I mean, so it is what it is, So I just think that it's all part of the game. If you don't like it, just get out.
Yeah, it is one of the hazards, occupational hazards that they have, right? I do, and I'm not being in the medical field. I appreciate the fact that they are now more conscious of that, right? Because back in the day, it was more from the other side saying, look, we need you to play. You need to go out there. Now it's, you can't do that, right? So at what point, because my thought on it is this. You got all these outsiders looking in and they're questioning what happened and what happened and what was supposed to happen and did it happen. But if the coach is getting paid a certain amount of money, the players are getting paid a certain amount of money, the doctors, the team, sports, medicine, all these people are getting paid all this money, are you not supposed to trust them on what their job is? And then if one person didn't do their job, are you talking that you're questioning the coach? It's not the coach's job to be back there seeing if they did his, because he's still coaching the game, right? He's still in the middle of the game, and if the doctor in that tent says, hey, he's good to go, he passed it, and he goes over and talks to the offensive coordinator or whoever else, and they say, hey, look, he's good to go, boom, he go back in the game and they do their thing, right? Now if they say, hey, look, I don't know, or if somebody upstairs make that call, right? Somebody who has those people that's up, then that is what it is. I just think that they're blowing it too far out of proportion. They're making it seem like, you automatically redline somebody and you forget that there's these steps in there for a reason, because everybody is not, this is what it is and this is what it has to be. So, moving on, we're going to be talking about beats by Draymond. So,
that was a good punch.
Tran, what do you think, man? What happened? What do you think about it? The whole Draymond Green. Did you see the video?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of read up on it, and then I finally saw the video. I think he's a bully. That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? He's a 30-year-old some man. Yes. Poole is 23 right now. He's a young man.
Right.
It's at least a 10-year age gap, plus seniority, and stuff like that. He's a veteran on the team and stuff like that. And for him to pull that kind of stunt where, it's cool if he did it against other players, other players on other teams. You know what I'm saying? But that's his own, that's his own crew. And for him to do that in practice, like AI, practice, come on. For him to punch like that, right? You push it away, you argue, whatever. But for him to kind of sucker punch him, sort of, because Pooh didn't want to, beef, whatever. I don't think he wanted
his
beef.
body language didn't say he was ready for that.
Pushing it away.
He was not ready.
And, rush and just punch him. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I can play with him again.
Man, that was a Mortal Kombat finish him move, right?
That was good because he hit the fist and then he elbowed him too. He went for it, man.
Man, that was brutal, man. I could see I'm gonna say the funny thing, right? The ironic thing is that they play for the coach who got punched by his teammate too, right? It's ironic, but I don't think Jordan punched him like that, though. You know what I mean?
He just pushed him to push him away. It's not like push him to start a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of
he was backing away.
Yeah, just back him away. But if he were to move forward and kind of push him, and then came back like, "What's up?"
Yeah.
Then I understand Draymond King kind of reacting that way,
Right.
But just push him just to, hey man, just stay away from me.
And he pushed him and his hands went down, so he was not expecting for that type of aggression at all. I can see wrestling, right? They do a little scramble, hit the floor, do some, little grappling, submit, free nap, go back to practice. What's your thoughts on that? What you got, Alfred?
To me, it's like you guys said, yeah, he's a lot older. They're supposed to be the leaders of the group.
That's right.
If you want to create a successful, because now that's probably gonna, you don't know what's gonna happen now in the upcoming games. Like they just lose their cohesion just because of that. Because you're always gonna have people that are gonna be on Green's side, and you're gonna have people that are gonna be on the other side. So it's like, is it gonna be the same now? It's gonna be a lot of issues that's gonna create for the next couple of games. But what could have been happening before? There's no way you just go straight from practice, the beginning of the practice, to all the way punching somebody in the face. There has to be a history there. You're not gonna go straight into that. So who knows what could have been happening before? Who knows? And then what did the guy say to him, or why did he just push him? Like, what did they tell each other? Like, there has to be way more to it than what they're showing too.
Yeah, but
Well, like,
how do you continue playing? It's like
Yeah.
it's like what did he do to what's his name, Kevin? Right,
Yeah.
right.
We called his ass out in practice and everything. Oh yeah.
He put this is a game. That was a game. That was a game.
Was it?
That was a game. That was live, and he called him out on the game like, we don't need you. we don't need you. It was like, yeah, you did kind of go and find them out and anything, whatever. Not that that's the point, but this is like another level of that, right? And you said bully. It was a bully move, and then Tran, you said how you were talking about it's a situation where how do you recover? How does a team recover from that? They're saying they're good, right? They're saying they're good, but truthfully, can you really play with somebody and like trust them, and they can knock one of their own players out like that in practice? In practice, we're talking about practice, coach. What you got, Ozzy?
Well, he said the thing, about Steve Kerr, and I think it's a different dynamic. Like, Jordan was the alpha on that team. Draymond Green is like the leader of the team, but Jordan Poole is up and coming, and this is where like the rumors come in where it was about contracts because Draymond Green wants a max, and Jordan Poole is due for like 4 years, $130 million, I want to say.
Yeah.
So they think, he was talking trash about the money or whatever, but if Draymond Green is this leader, then he should be able to take a step back, But this is the whole thing. This is Draymond Green's career. He's a pest. And now that he's getting older, he's not as good, and he has antics now, and it's getting a little crazy. For what he does now, it's not worth it, especially if the Warriors want to keep this young core. Jordan, who knows if anything else happened with any of the other young players like Kuminga or anything like that?
Yeah.
Who knows? You got to be careful with that.
So
it's really.
So there a lot of the people are talking about the video leaking. Everybody's upset that the video leaked. Why are you upset the video leaked? Because now because like at first the team wasn't gonna do anything, right? Well, at least they reported that it was nothing. It was we're taking care of it. But then when the video leaked and everybody saw like the dynamics of what happened, then it was like, whoa.
The only people that should be mad are the people in the Warriors organization, because that means there's someone in there that wants to expose the team.
Yeah.
But the fans should not be mad at all. The Warriors fans should be like, wow, Draymond Green did that too. Basically, the rookie on the team.
Yeah, the young
who just did very well in the playoffs, better than Draymond Green did in the playoffs.
Young gun. You try to take out one of the people that's probably gonna be here after you're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo.
But if we're real, we're looking at the admin side. They're probably like, damn, now I got to make all this paperwork started because of a damn incident. Let's be real.
They're going to pull out
4856. Get that
4856. That's right.
They're like, now we got to clean up this mess. We got to put a little bit more time now into doing other things that show that we're not a type of team that's acceptable. There's violence and stuff like that. So it's like now they got to do the extra part. And that's what I feel like. Just some teams are like, man, like now we gotta. It's been shared out, and now it's gonna be crazy for us to even try to fix it or try to get the fans back on the same page.
Yeah. I read an article and they was talking about how Draymond's the one person that can split Warriors fan base to pick sides on the team. You got Team Draymond, Team Warrior. It's so crazy, man. All right, so let's move on. So over Tran's shoulder, we got the game that's going on right now. We talking about Major League Baseball, the postseason, man, the playoffs. Hey, so who y'all got, man? Who you going for? I see you watching the game, Tran. Which team you going for? What's your thoughts on this playoffs?
You guys didn't know I'm from H-Town.
H-Town?
I'm with the Astros, so luckily we got a great comeback the other day. We were down, we fed the Mariners some runs, but then they didn't want to eat. They just didn't want it, they just didn't want it. So we came back, we took it from them, and Yeah, we'll see the Yankees in the finals.
You gonna see the Yankees in the finals?
Yeah.
And so we're gonna put it on here. Astros, Yankees, home.
Yes, they will be in the AL. Was it American
Yeah.
League game, right, or series?
ALCS.
ALCS, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
what you got, Ozzy?
But it don't matter with them. We always beat them anyway, so they always gonna cry. We beat them 3 or 4 or 5 times already. You know, whether they think we beat them or not, we still beat them on the non-cheating season. I mean, so it don't matter. The bang guy.
Okay, that sounds very H-townish. All right, what you got, Ozzy? Come on.
I really like what's gonna happen with like the NLDS. The wild card with the Padres and the Mets is such a good series. And then
Well, except for the
I don't know. What was that?
I say except for that. Was it the second game? Was it the third game? Right, the third game where they blew them out.
Yeah.
They had a meltdown.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I would love to. I don't know. I don't have a team. I don't have a dog in the fight, really. Red Sox are out. I guess I'm going for the Braves. I was in Georgia last, so I guess I'm going for the Braves. But in my I don't know. I think the Dodgers are gonna do it. I don't like it. I hate the Dodgers. I don't hate it as much as I hate the Yankees, but I don't like the Dodgers because they're a cash cow. I just think that what they've got going on this season is too good. When you see the Mets or the Padres taking them down, or who is it? Who's it going to be? The Padres? Who's in that series?
The Padres right now is against the Padres.
Dodgers, yeah.
And then you got Philly and Atlanta playing right now.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if I wouldn't be surprised if the Dodgers lost. I'd be surprised if the Braves lost. But I don't know. I think if the Dodgers come out of this series, they win. I think the Yankees can be a little inconsistent. I haven't watched a lot of the Astros this year, so I can't speak on them that much.
All right, what you got, Guzman?
I'm not even gonna lie, but I'm not too big on baseball. Now, watching it live is a whole other story. But since LA's the closest one to San Jose, I'll probably go for the Dodgers. But hearing that they'll probably won't make it, I mean, it is what it is, But I always, for some reason, just watch the last game. I forget what it's called,
the World Series.
The World Series. I always just watch that, and I'm not too big on baseball. I don't know why. I probably didn't grow up with it, but the World Series is always entertaining. You never really know which way it's gonna go. But for what I see here, I'm probably going for the Dodgers, just because of the closest ones, the hometown.
Well, I'm have to break it to you that they're not gonna get past Atlanta. So it's gonna be I will go Atlanta, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be Atlanta and the Mariners.
Ooh, that'd be if the Mariners did it. That'd be so cool.
I just said the Mariners just because Trent said Houston was gonna take it.
It'd just be cool to see the Mariners get out of the the American League.
Yeah, man. Atlanta's taking the whole thing. You know how hard it is to win the division champ 5 years in a row? They better go. That's right. So, moving on. Man, what highlights y'all got for last week, man? So, I'm going to tell y'all my highlights. And my highlights is I'm going to blend two of our topics. Overpaid quarterbacks under-delivering.
He's mad about fantasy. He's mad.
I'm very mad about this. My quarterback has been sorry. Oh my God. I like him as but in my fantasy world, this dude has not delivered at all. It's like he's running for his life. He was running for his life in his last team, and he's still running for his life.
Wilson?
Huh?
Talking about Wilson?
How did you know?
You want to know how many points he had for him last week? -8.
-8, man. It's horrible.
They
All right,
probably would have got better production out of him if they never paid him.
right. They made him perform first,
Yeah.
right? Performance based.
Plus,
For a
he
1
still
year?
had 2 years left. After this year, he's still under contract for 2 more years. So why would you give him a $250 million extension? That makes no sense.
No,
It's so funny because he was like, he wanted to get away from Pete Carroll. He wanted to pass in an offense, all this stuff. One, he was already a great passing quarterback, but now he's in this new system with a young offensive coach. He's not doing as well. And listen, to be fair, I fell for the trap too. I thought the Broncos were going to be great, and now they're not.
Now they're
So
not.
who knows, man?
I say we give him this year. I'd say next year he might.
I ain't got this.
I agree with you. You have to give
I
people
say-
time.
Next year, he's
yeah,
better.
coming from the
Cut.
I ain't picking him up next year. Okay, I can't say that right now. I'm thinking like, maybe
Slow down.
mid-season, everything will start clicking and hopefully. I mean, he got the sheriff right there. I'm hoping the sheriff will come down there and talk to everybody. You know what I mean? Come on, Manning. Go down there and talk to him.
Peyton Manning,
all this for
going
fantasy
on, man.
football, huh?
Huh?
All this for fantasy football, huh?
It's killing me, man. It's killing
It's serious. That fantasy football league is
me. It is
serious.
serious. It is so
Oh,
serious.
I know. I'm losing my money league too.
So what's the biggest
It's
surprise for you
devastating.
guys? That was mine.
You just mean your big surprise for the season or
I
for the
mean,
week?
and my season is based off of how he's playing, so he's really been a big surprise for me. And
To
Joe
me, the
Junkie
biggest
said
surprise
it's
has been the-
serious for these jokers. Yes, Joe Junkie, it is very serious.
For me, the biggest surprise for at least the season has been the Steelers. Like ever since
Oh yeah, true.
the injury on the defensive player, why can't I think of his name?
Watt,
Minka?
Watt.
TJ Watt, right?
Oh, yeah,
Watt.
TJ Watt, TJ
Ever
Watt.
since he got injured, like all of a sudden the defense is just not there for
They don't
some odd
exist.
reason.
They don't exist. How?
He's a
Exactly.
difference maker.
I don't know.
And then actually I got two. And then the other one is like the Lions. How they have the highest scoring offense, but the worst defense in the league. Like how is that even possible?
But you know what? It's exciting because they are actually. I'm watching every one of their games and I'm like, are they gonna win this week? Come on, man, let's go. I'm cheering for them. You know, it's like the underdog. You know, because my quarterback ain't doing so well, so I gotta cheer for him. And my team isn't doing great either. You know, dirty birds, but y'all know.
They almost beat the Bucks.
Well, we got cheated.
They
We're gonna
did.
talk about that. We got cheated. But we'll talk about that. What's your biggest surprise so far this year?
I was surprised the Patriots beat the Lions 29-0. That was nice. Good little Sunday treat there. Not surprised about the Steelers being bad because I thought they're going to be bad. Jaguars are overperforming a little bit, but I think the hype is getting to people. I got a list. Raiders underperforming,
Very
which
much
is,
so.
you
I
know,
agree. Yeah, you got Adam
bad for
Jones.
Devontae.
Come on, man.
The Colts also underperforming, but this is how they always start. They always start the season bad. Then after the bye week, they do well.
If they protect
Boring.
Matt Ryan, they'll be better.
True,
If
but
they give
they
him
also
time.
don't.
For the Rams,
He has
protect Matthew Stafford and they'll be better.
If you give him
Goodness.
time, he's a pocket passer. You got.
Oh yeah, Matt Ryan is still, a top 15 quarterback in the league.
If you protect
Top
him.
16. Not surprised by the Eagles. I had the Eagles going to the Super Bowl before the season started.
What?
Oh yeah,
Eagles and
Eagles Bills. Eagles Bills Super Bowl. I said that to you before.
Who? You have
Cowboys doing well with the backup. Good for them.
Rush.
The Giants
Shout out
are on
to
a
Rush.
hot streak, which I don't like to see the Giants succeed because they beat us in 2 Super Bowls. I hate the Giants. The Seahawks overperforming, honestly. I didn't think they were going to, really win a game. The Packers are overperforming, too. I think Aaron Rodgers is carrying them because that team is not good.
No, yeah.
But,
it is, but
the Vikings will expose them.
I don't think
Don't
the
worry.
Vikings will.
Oh, Vikings are winning that division. Oh, yeah.
Maybe. All right, what you got,
Easily.
Tran? Who you got? What's your surprises for this year so far?
Surprise! I think watching football over all these years, you don't really get surprised anymore. You kind of get disappointed. You kind of get disappointed in certain teams and certain players because of fantasy. So it's more about disappointment in fantasy players.
What's your disappointment then?
TJ Hawkinson.
You got the number 1 pick, and then you end up picking Jonathan Taylor, and he sucks right now. They're supposed to have one of the better offensive line in the league, and he's not getting much. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then you got Russell. I mean, I didn't draft Russell, but but whoever did drafted him, he's pretty sucking. Brady, I guess with all his off-field issues, is affecting his on-field issue because he still got players and stuff. Some of them are hurt, but Brady, he always gets his numbers, but this year he's not. Jalen Hurts is balling out right now.
Yes.
I knew Josh Allen was good, but he's he's really good.
Yeah.
He's like, especially with me, honestly, with seeing the Bills, I only see Diggs. I see Diggs. They don't really have running backs. They don't, they have a running back by committee. So you're like, well, if they only have Allen and Diggs, who else do they have? You got Davis. He's a up and coming, but he's not a big name.
Knox is his second number 2, right?
No,
I
think Davis, but Knox is a tight end. But
But I'm saying that's his second target. Is Diggs, and then his number.
No, well, look at it this way. Stephon Diggs is so good, he's getting double covered. That leaves Knox or Gabe Davis to get open.
Yeah.
Wide open.
No, but it's the quarterback that gets it to them, right? You see a lot of top teams in the league always got 2 wide receivers. 2 sometimes alpha receivers.
Right.
You got like Godwin and Evans. You got Brown and I don't even know who Hurts has. Brown and Devontae, but he's not a really an alpha. He's more of a BC receiver.
Oh, he's legit. Devontae's legit.
So I wouldn't put him in that. So I wouldn't, there, but I don't think right now, his second season, he got a good game or 2, whatever. But just like down in San Diego, you got Allen and Williams, But if you look at some of the other top teams, they always got like at least 2 good really receivers, And so, with the way Allen's playing, I'm very surprised, that he's doing this good, So.
All right. So what do you?
I mean, but I'm not too surprised about
Not
you.
surprised. Yeah, I told y'all my surprises for this last so far. My week 6 projections. I don't have any week 6 projections because I'm still surprised. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the week that's coming up? So we got our first week of buys. So it's a couple teams that's on bye. I benched Wilson this week, man. I put him down and I put Garoppolo in the game, man.
Put Handsome G in there.
I put Jimmy G. It's like, dang.
Jimmy Jesus.
Huh? That's your boy.
Jimmy Jesus. That's my boy.
Yeah, man. So and that is, I guess that is one of the surprises. Niners have been doing really well. What do you say? Jill Junkie
Who's the Niners
said, hey,
playing?
man, Tran, coming through with the stats. Say hello to the family. Jill Junkie said, say hello to the family, Tran.
Who's that?
Jill Junkie.
Oh, okay. Yes, thank you.
What was you saying?
No, I was just looking at the matchup to the Niners playing the Falcons. So Jimmy against the Falcons.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't love a lot of these games. I mean, the Thursday night game is bad again, which is, not good.
Well, it's probably not going
Commanders,
last week. Shit, I think.
Commanders Bears is just a bad game.
Phils,
Oh my
Phils
God,
hasn't
it's
showed
such-
up yet. Phils haven't showed up yet. Y'all think he ever gonna show up?
Who?
Justin Fields, the Bears quarterback.
He doesn't have a team to show up. Who does he
It's
have?
hard, man.
Who is
It's hard.
his-
The Bears
is
are
his
so
wideout?
bad.
Who is his wideout?
He got the kid. Was it?
Don't say Darnell Mooney or
No, the man, his name is Elvin. I don't want to mess up his name. He has a very legit name, like it's crazy. Him and his brother are in the league, and I cannot think of the name. I'm about to
Who
look.
are you talking about?
Amon Roy.
Amon Ross St. Brown is on the Lions.
But his brother is on the Bears.
Yeah, he's not legit like Amon Ross
He
St.
said
Brown.
who's the receivers. He said who's his receivers.
Yeah.
Right. The only good one is Mooney.
I
It's
didn't
only
say
Mooney.
he was good. I just said that's one. Of his
Oh,
receivers.
you're sticking to receivers? Oh.
Yeah. You gotta
His
beat
other
me up.
brother's at Stanford right now.
He's like, they are not good.
Who
What are you
has
talking
who has Robinson? Don't the Bears have
The
Robinson?
Bears do, yeah.
That's the Rams.
No, I'm about to
No.
say Robinson is not there anymore. Robinson
Brian
is gone.
Robinson.
Yeah.
He's the Bears running back. And
What?
he's good, but he got injured last week, I think.
Brian Robinson. You're not talking about the Washington one that got shot.
Allen
No.
Robinson is the receiver.
No, listen.
There's a couple of Brian.
Yes, there is. So, Allen Robinson, the second, is on the Rams.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the Robinson.
Brian Robinson, the running back, is on the Bears. Brian Robinson, the defensive player, is on the Commanders. And
No.
he came out to many
No. The Washington Commander has a running back that is a Brian Robinson that he just came back last week.
Yeah,
He's not. Is he a running back?
that's the
he's
one
a
who
runner.
got shot, right? And they
Oh,
that
okay.
was
So
his
there's
first
two
game.
running backs for Brian Robinson.
Yeah.
But okay, that's fine.
They got-
And he came
I got
out
the
to
list
many
here.
men, which was the coolest moment of the whole season.
All
They
right.
got Velus Jones Jr. They have Amir Smith Marset. They have Dante Pettis, Darnell Mooney,
No,
and
He's the only good one.
he got nobody.
Equinemy St. Brown or something like
That's
that.
it. That's
I
the
can't
one.
pronounce
That's the
it.
brother.
Yeah.
Now look,
But those are the only
St.
wide
Brown has
receivers.
been great for my fantasy.
I was gonna say that's the guy that's been going off, St. Brown.
Huh?
But every time, like him and his brother, whenever one scored, the other one scored too. So it's like, I don't know. But then you look at the regular score. I mean, because the Bears have been fighting in a couple of games too. I mean, they've been losing like one touchdown or like at the end of the game they lose.
They
So,
just keep losing games.
yeah, it's like them and so hold up. Is it the Bears, the Vikings, Packers,
Bears, Vikings, Packers, and
The Lions.
the Lions? Yeah, you're right. The Vikings
The Lions.
just
Is it
might
the Lions?
win that division. Yeah, it is. Yeah, you might.
it
be right.
is.
They may be winning that division.
So Vikings 100% are.
I don't know. I think the Packers might still get it, man.
I think
Packers are trash. They have no receivers.
Look,
And Aaron Rodgers is carries, but he can't do anything in the playoffs. Even if it's a wild card game, they lose in the wild card.
look, the last time
It's
that
a joke.
everybody underestimated or they appreciated Aaron,
And they had the best wide receiver in the league.
won MVP. Their two running backs are going off right now.
They're doing okay
They're doing
because they're carrying.
they're carrying.
Because Aaron
Exactly.
Rodgers can't pass.
Thank you. And then you got old man Cobb back there doing his thing.
Oh,
Doing
Cobbs
his
has been
thing,
going
yeah.
off too. Cobbs has been doing his thing.
Cobb is doing his thing. Then you got what's his name? Tojan Torrent, the tight end.
Y'all are disrespecting like
Huh?
Tanya.
Tanya. Yeah.
Tanya.
I'm just saying, you discounting the Packers, man. As long as they got Rodgers, they got a chance. That's all I'm saying.
No, they don't. Rodgers doesn't perform in the playoffs.
All right. Let's talk.
It's talking about
great-
winning the division. It's not about
division.
going
I'm
to
talking about division.
Well, I mean, we
win the
could see.
division and
So,
still lose in the
for example,
playoffs.
the Packers upcoming, they got the Jets. And then after that, they got the Commanders. So Jets, okay, they got to win there. Commanders, they got to win there.
No,
After
Jets,
that, they get the Bills.
No.
The Bills, we'll get the
Jets
Packers
been
for sure.
balling. Alfred, the Jets have been balling. They like, yo, we got our quarterback back, and their defense have been legit. Am I lying?
I don't
They did.
know. They seem to be sleeping on like when it's like high standing quarterbacks.
I would not bet against the Jets.
I'm actually saying the Jets probably got this game with the Packers. Honestly,
The Packers are not good.
they're,
Do not be fooled. They have only beaten an injured Tom Brady or an injured Bucks team. Packers are not good.
you're just so rash, man.
They
the
might.
Packers
They
are not good.
9-7 maybe.
Give us,
10
give
and
us
it would be 10
give
and
us
7.
a rash description of your patch right now.
Of my what?
Your Patriots. You heard me.
Oh, bad. Listen, we can't pass and we can't really run. We run in volume. Our defense is non-existent apparently, except against the Lions. The Pats are bad. They're coming in 4th place in the division. I said at the beginning of the season they are not good. Patriots are not good, and anyone that said differently does not watch football.
Yeah, and then Damien's out.
Well,
Right?
you guys got rid of the like one of the top defensive players that you guys had. I forgot his
Who's
name.
it, Van Noy?
Yeah,
Not Van
the
Noy.
corner-
And the other one. What's the other one's
Um,
name?
Judon?
no. Oh my God,
Was it like Hightower or something like that? No.
I'm so mad. I can't think of his name.
Which team did he go
Because
to?
that's what I'm talking about, huh? Because he caught an interception this
The
past
Colts.
weekend.
Oh, I think I know.
The
you're talking
Colts.
about.
The one that went to the Charger, the corner, Jackson, J.C. Jackson.
Oh, that's you. Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, he got a big contract, and you know the Patriots don't
We
pay.
won't pay people.
Don't pay.
They like, oh, you want
They don't
a
draft
max?
well, and they don't pay. I don't know.
They like, you want a max deal? Thank you for coming.
Well, this is that whole thing, and now what's it called? You see all these Bill Belichick these Bill Belichick era side coaches going to be head coaches, and they're bad. And now you see Bill Belichick trying to do it all himself, and the Patriots are bad. It's crumbling. Everything about the Patriots.
It's bad when you have your defensive coordinator make offensive plays.
That doesn't make sense, right?
You're not that good. I mean, Bill Belichick is good, but I don't think you're that good. You know, there's no way that you're going to take a defensive coach and make them a dual offensive coordinator. That makes
No.
sense.
It's not how it works. There's too much stuff.
Maybe if they had Brady, you know what I'm saying? You put any coach in there. No, and then win, but
Because Brady
What-
basically
It sounds like they-
coached him.
third year
He's a on-field
QB.
coach.
No.
All right, speaking.
Hey, that's
of
what they
Brady,
get for not wanting to trade for Jimmy Garoppolo back.
No,
That's what they get.
no. Look, since y'all talked about Brady, we're gonna talk about the Brady rule.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness. The Brady rule.
That was
So what y'all think about that, man? What y'all think? Did y'all see the play?
yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't.
What was it legit?
It
or
was not at all.
That was so bad.
It
I
wasn't.
think they feel bad because his home life is crumbling.
No, but I'm saying it's like, what was it? What was it? Did you say that, Tran? It was an occupational hazard. It's your job. So
Yeah, it is. But I mean, even that one, that's a terrible call.
That was a horrible. I mean, that's when you see stuff like that, right? Does that make you think some of these jokers might be under the?
Yeah, someone's getting paid.
A little bit of something.
Hey,
Thank
one of the
you.
refs is getting paid.
Thank
One
you,
of the refs is
because
getting paid.
I
You know.
think Tom Brady's great. I think he's the GOAT. I mean, he's done his thing. He's proved it. Just because one play is cheated on, or you cheat on one play, you know, it should not cost you the game, right? Should not, unless it's in the middle of the snow and
Duck rule.
and they make a bad call. That okay, I see it. But
That wasn't a bad call. That was a change in the rule book, which was nuts.
That was, and yeah.
It was nuts.
But anyway,
There's like the same thing, man. There's like, I think you see it a lot more in the NBA because players last longer. But you see like calls going players' way. They can kind of force a foul, get 2 for free. We haven't really seen it in the NFL, and now it's happening with Brady. I think this is just like the most obvious case, but it does happen. If you even like the last couple years in New England too, where he was on second half of the dynasty with the Patriots, he was getting all sorts of crazy calls. And then in Tampa, especially now that it's like we don't know when he's going to retire, none of the refs want to be on his bad side, so it's just like they're handing him calls even when he clearly doesn't deserve it. And even I'm the biggest Brady fan in the world, but that is not a good call just for football in general.
That was bad. It was bad. I seen the thing that said they're gonna start teaching the defensive players to start just hugging the quarterback. You can't tackle him; you just got to run in there and hug him.
It's Turkey Bowl rules.
I said it's just gonna end up being 2-hand touch, man. They're gonna be like, you got a 2-hand touch the quarterback, and that's about as much as you can give him. It's crazy, right?
Well, y'all seen the little meme by Kevin Hart, right? On like one of the sports talk shows where they like grab him, they tackle him, and they bring him down, and they put pillows under him, and then putting a blanket on top of him.
Yeah, they
call it the Brady
rule.
rule.
Up and then they drop him down, right?
No,
gently.
That's good.
Yeah.
I saw that too.
That's a good one. I like that. They gotta put him to bed. Yeah, man, I feel for him, especially since that was my team and we possibly had an opportunity to finally beat Brady. But
It should have been a Falcons win.
At least he didn't run around saying, "I still own you." I still own you. I still own you. 28-3. That would have been bad. It would have been like, come on, man. You had to rub that in. All right.
Say it one more time.
I'm not saying it. Shut up. I already said it one time. If you didn't catch it. See, I was throwing you an alley-oop not so you could dunk it on me, fool. You could just enjoy it. Enjoy it. All right, man. So we're gonna end with this, man. Man, what are y'all thoughts on these teams paying these quarterbacks? I already heard sort of what you were saying, Tran. You know, but how do they fix that? How do they fix when you paid this max money? You paid them max money and they ain't delivered nothing yet. How do you fix it? What are y'all thoughts on it?
Well, I think the whole thing with whatever his name is on the Browns now, with all the sexual allegations, stuff like that, he reset the market. Patrick Mahomes obviously deserved his $250,000 contract. He deserves it. He deserved his big contract. He's been worth it. But this kid Deshaun got his money, and then it reset the market. Then it's like Russell Wilson's like, what have I done? And now who knows? Lamar's going to be worth $500 million. The whole market is messed up, and I think it's bad because like these teams know that the cap is increasing every single year, so they're like, oh, we can spend extra money. But then, you know, we see it where things like the O-line are forgotten about, or things like the defensive lines are forgotten, or the DNs are forgotten about because they're paying the quarterback so much money.
Yep. And then what happens when all those people are not paid?
They leave. And then you can't get team cohesion.
It gets beat up, running for their life.
These quarterbacks they gotta do more to put money into bonuses for their own performance instead of the guaranteed money on the front end, because it screws over the team's cap room.
Make it incentive. The incentives, you do XYZ, boom, you'll get this right here.
But as a quarterback, I mean, or I guess it's what view are you guys coming from? Are you the quarterback? Are you the general manager, or are you the owner, or are you just a fan? I mean, what are you?
Well,
you know if I'm the quarterback, I'm getting as much as I can.
Right, I want guaranteed money. I get like
so why would I? For the incentives, kind of like what? Remember that contract with Ricky Williams back then with the Saints? That was like the worst contract in history, made by Master P. you know, where everything was in his face, and then he got hurt, or you know, well, he actually had no help because they traded all the damn draft picks away to the Redskins back then, you know. But I'm like, you know, the owners don't care, you know. The owner knows that quarterbacks put fans in the seat. So they'll pay that $250,000, but in return, the ROI, right, the return on investment is way more than what they put out $40-50 million for, you know, for.
Well, yeah, sure.
You know?
The other answer is the NFLPA needs to fight for a more percentage of the team's budget going into the cap, like to highly increase the cap so then more people can get paid, because the NFL is not losing viewers.
50%.
What was it?
It should be 50%.
Well, I'm just talking cap room,
No.
and it's not 50%.
I'm saying, if you're paying your quarterback all your money and you don't have any money to protect that investment that you put into that investment, what's the point in paying top dollar for somebody that's you're not gonna protect?
Well, it's also hard. Like, it's not just a new system for us; it's a new system for the coach. So it's tough. Like, I agree, he needs a season, but at the same time, they're like, oh, it's going to be this great offensive weapon, you know, and they're underperforming week by week.
Okay, he needs a season, but I'm saying, if he gets injured because he's still running for his life, was the investment worth it? You spent all this money, now he's got to go through, if he's injured and have to have surgery and then rehab and all this stuff. So now he's sitting on the sideline, he got all this money.
I don't think it was worth it. I don't think it was worth it anyway, because he's old and they got rid of one of the best young tight ends in the league. I think that was
They
foolish.
should have kept him. I thought for sure he was going to be there with him. Now he's not doing anything with Seattle.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So I agree with both of you guys. My point is, if that quarterback is going there to get money, I understand. I got it. But you got to understand that they have all this money spent out. They might not be able to have. They might not have the money to protect you with a good offensive line, right? Because if you look back at like a lot of the great teams, look at the historic Dallas Cowboys, right?
Best line in history.
Best O-line. And even the other players would be like, if I had that offensive line, I would have had X amount of yards. I mean, you could sit back there for years and just you go through your reads.
I mean, why do you think Emmitt Smith did so good?
If you give them time to do what they got to do, especially Russ. I mean, he's already got a height challenge, right? So he can't see, and then he got to run for his life. You know, it's just all these different things that go against him, and then it's a new system. So if you're gonna put them in a new system, protect them. That's all I'm saying. Pay those people that's protecting them so that it incentivizes them to keep this man on his feet instead of on the ground. That's all. What do you think, Guzman?
It's tough. Yeah, I'm with you on that one with the whole protecting the investment, because if you're not really protecting them, then there's a higher percentage of them getting injured because they're always going to be sacked or on the ground. You're not going to get yards if your quarterback's on the ground or constantly on their back. So it's like, I feel like sometimes even the own teammates are like, man, this guy's getting max money. Let's give him a little bit of pain and then let's start playing. You know, like, I don't know what movie that was from too.
This Sunday, I think.
The Longest Yard. You know, where I've seen Adam Sandler like throwing the game at the end.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you know what, we're not even going to protect him. So they start letting him get sacked over and over and over again. So it could be that something like that. Like, so I mean, there's a lot of jealousy that goes. I mean, we're all human beings and we're not making the same amount of money as other people. So it's like natural for like people to be like, you know what, let's give him a little bit of pain and see how he does, see if he's actually going to stick it out and put forth effort for us to try to win games. Sometimes it's just tests. But if you're not, like you said, if you're not protecting your quarterback and that investment, then what's the whole point of paying a quarterback that much money? Because at any given time, he could end up pulling like a hamstring or one of those runs that he does. He ends up like tearing his ACL or something so common that can happen, that there goes your quarterback. And now the next one, just like for the Cowboys, how their backup quarterback is doing good. If you had that same type of protection for the backup quarterback, you might be able to get a couple wins here and there because you know that your O line is good to protect whatever person you put back there.
Hey, you made a good
So
point. I want to ask you guys a question. Outside of maybe one or two people that went down in their second string or third string, the Cowboys really haven't changed out too much of their offensive line, right?
No.
And it seems like they're protecting Rush a little bit better than they were protecting Dak.
Well, Dak likes to run, so they have to so like instead of closing down, you just got to think like there's two different strategies.
When they drop back, and there's two different styles. But I mean, what Guzman was just saying, I'm thinking like maybe they're
The Cowboys have a really good O-line, and they have a very good defense. I mean, what's his face is going crazy. Number 11.
It's not Parsons, is it?
Is it Minka?
It's Micah Parsons.
Yeah,
Micah Parsons.
Micah. He is going nuts, man. But their O-line is also is giving him enough time for Cooper Rush to just make enough passes to do the job. I wouldn't say that Cooper Rush is, having a crazy couple games, but he's doing good, which is better than a lot of other quarterbacks can say.
Yeah.
And, he's getting the job done, which is the reason you have a backup, I guess. But their O-line and their defense is doing their job. You can't say anything bad about them.
The team is winning as a team, and that's the good thing. That's what's supposed to happen. All right, we're gonna shut it down, man. What you guys got for basketball? Who you running with? What you got, Tran? You're on mute.
What's the question?
Who you got? Basketball season is here, man. We're gonna end with what's your team?
What's my team, or who do I think is gonna win?
Both.
Wow. Well, my team is the Rockets. Like I say, everything is Houston. There's no other teams whatsoever. But who I think was gonna win? How about this? I'll pick who's coming out of the East and then who's coming out of the West.
Okay.
You know the right answer.
Let's go.
It's not the Lakers. I'll say that. Let's see, Portland. No, I'm trying to think of all the teams in the West right now that is capable. You got Memphis. Memphis is up and coming. Who else is in the West? Phoenix. Oh yeah, you got Phoenix. You got Golden State.
There. The Phoenix Suns.
The hell? There's really no other team in the West. I mean, I'll probably end up still going with Golden State because they still got their core, Plus, they still got a lot of good young players. Plus, they've been there, done that. People talk about the Clippers with Kawhi Leonard coming back, but until he proved me something,
I like John Wall though.
Until he proves me something that he's back.
Yeah.
He's coming off an injury. He stayed off, all season last year, whatever. But I mean, I know they got a lot of wing players over there, but until they prove me something, it's still going to be Golden State in the East, which is more interesting in the East. You got Philly, Brooklyn, you got the Bucks. And then you got Boston with their issue. I think before, without that coaching issue, I probably would have picked them, but you don't know how that's going to affect it. You don't know how that assistant coach, Mazzulla, is going to, gather these guys up and know how to motivate. People say that, oh yeah, he's a great coach and stuff, but until you're in the limelight, and taking charge, it's different. It's a different whenever you're in charge. So I would probably take them a notch down. I think the Bucks, if they had Middleton last season being healthy in that 6th or 7th game that he actually got hurt, with Giannis and what's the other guy, Holiday. I think I'm going with the Bucks. So Bucks and Golden State.
Okay, Bucks and Golden State. Who you got, Guzman? You can pick. You can just tell me who you gonna think is gonna win the whole thing, or your team, and who you like.
So my team is the Suns from Phoenix, of course. is the only AZ team. No, that's not the only AZ team I go for, but it's one of the AZ teams I go for. I will say the Golden State Warriors, just because they seem to get there constantly, back to back. But for the East, I don't know much about the teams, but I know that the Heat, I believe, was doing well. But
This year.
if I was to choose, I would say the Heat and the Golden State.
What you got, Ozzy?
So
You wanna
I
see
agree that
Boston so bad.
no. All right. Listen, I'm always gonna ride with Boston, but they have the capability to do it. But being honest, the coaching issue is a problem. I think they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, then I think they lose to the Bucks because with healthy Middleton, they would have beat us last year. And then the West is harder. The Clippers with John Wall are interesting. Kawhi should be back. That's very interesting because now they have a good point guard and two of the best, two-way players in the NBA with Paul George and Kawhi. The Timberwolves are really interesting because they got that young small forward who's going to be really good, and they just got Rudy.
Georgia boy, Anthony.
Yeah. And they have Rudy now, which is super interesting. I don't want to be like, oh, the Warriors going back. The Suns collapsed last year, but they should honestly be better next year. Learn from their mistakes, but who knows if Chris Paul's going to stay healthy. And if he's not healthy, they don't really have a playmaker. No disrespect to it's not Donovan Mitchell. It's
Talking about Booker?
Booker, yeah. He's not a playmaker like Chris Paul is. I don't know. The West is hard. Right now I'd go with the Warriors, but I think it's going to end up being the Clippers or the Timberwolves getting out of there against the Bucks.
Okay. Well, we got Warriors 3 times possibly. You said Timbers and the Bucks. I'm gonna go with, obviously my team is the Hawks because it's all Georgia everything.
And now they just got DeJounte.
Yep, and he's a pretty good player, but I don't know if they're gonna gel far enough to go. I think we're gonna go to the playoffs, but for me, I think coming out the East is gonna be. I think it's gonna be a Bucks and Nets. I think the Bucks and the Nets. Look, listen. We've been riding the roller coaster, the drama roller coaster, but I believe it's gonna be a KD versus Warriors championship. Not KD, but Nets versus Warriors. Brooklyn and Golden State.
Kyrie's back on his BS again, and KD is not a leader.
I'm just saying. I believe that they're gonna come together hard long enough and gel good enough to win that championship and go their ways once their contract is up.
KD
it's
is
gonna be up to
snake.
Nash, honestly, right, to keep that team together, and
You don't think he can do it?
rough. It's gonna be rough.
It is.
Not when KD, during the season, be like he's either me or them.
Yeah.
You pretty much told your coach like,
I'm not
I ain't
really-
listening to you.
Right.
They do have the talent, all right? They do have the talent. Simmons, I think that, even if he's not a scoring like that, which he's never were anyway, you got two of the probably greatest offensive player, to play this game, especially right now, And so they do definitely got the offensive, and then if Simmons can, go back to the, the defense player of the year, capabilities, for 6'11", it's possible. I'm rooting for Brooklyn too. For some reason, I kind of root for them, and I kind of root for the Philly too, But
I would like to see Philly more than the Nets. The Nets.
The only reason I'm going against Philly is because Harden keep jump teams 3 times. I'm like, dude,
That's true.
You keep
Yeah,
jumping
but-
teams. I mean, you talk.
But-
LeBron got nailed to the cross because he switched teams, but he won a championship with the team and left, right?
Well, listen, LeBron's contracts have ended.
And his contract ended when he left. This dude basically said, "I'm out. I'm not gonna play."
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I don't like that.
That's why
I don't like that.
I would like that's why I'm agree with you guys with Philly, but because I can't say Philly because of the beard, I can't.
I can't say the Nets because that is the most mentally weak team in the universe. KD is a snake. Kyrie can't even like play basketball regularly, and Ben Simmons can't even. He hasn't played in 2 years because he's soft.
He can't play regularly. He's like the best point guard in the league.
Kyrie?
Scoring, yes.
No, he's not.
Who's a better scorer point guard than Kyrie?
Steph is easily better.
I would say overall with the total,
Steph is
I
better.
mean, you got
Great
Steph,
scoring.
you got Ja Morant right now. I mean,
Ja
you got
Morant,
Kyrie.
Yes.
Ja Morant's a beast. He is. But I
Luka
don't
is
think
tech-
they're-
Luka
I don't
is
think
I
technically
they're-
mean,
shooting.
Luka can't even talk about Luka yet.
Luka is
Out of all
he's
of them,
technically a shooting guard.
Luka is actually the more truer point guard than all other three, because all the other three is more of a scoring.
Just scoring. You're right.
Luka
I agree with you.
can do all of it. So
Yeah, and LeBron as lay
Well,
point
Steph
guard.
is a point too. Tran, what are you talking about?
what's up?
Steph is a point. He's more of a point.
No.
You don't think so?
He's more of a shooting guard than a point guard.
He has the most assists on the Warriors.
So that's the Warrior. You're talking about the league here. Who cares if you have the most assists
Steph
on your
Curry
team?
is a great. Steph is
You know,
great.
you-
Is a great.
You actually have
playmaker.
other point guards in on other teams that have 6-7 assists, but that doesn't, Okay, I mean that's all they do though,
That's all
But
they
he's
do.
more of a shooting
Yeah,
guard.
and all Kyrie does is cause problems. He was a joke in the playoffs.
Look,
I mean,
you put
KD
the
was a
social-
joke
you put the
too.
social
I mean,
media
the whole
shit.
team was a joke.
The whole team.
I
was-
agree.
Absolutely, they were a clown show.
This is what happened.
We're going down rabbit holes, you guys. I knew that. Next time we're gonna talk about who's the greatest. No, just talking. We will have that conversation, but not tonight. Thank you guys for coming out. Appreciate you on the just talking trash for fun, little sports, and get to vent about my quarterback not doing so well and my fantasy team just going down the tube.
You deserve it.
So, and I was beat by this guy this week. Congratulations, you got me. It's whatever.
Yeah.
So
I'll see you again later this year and beat you then too.
So Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll be back talking more sports. So get your notes together. We'll argue a little bit. Everybody that came out, thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you all next time as well. Peace.
Peace.